Hello and welcome to my channel where I explore all things arts and crafts related. Now in today's video I'm going to be doing 4 more pages in this really fun art prompt book by Chloe Rose Art. Now if you want to catch up with where I have got to in this book, then just click the link above and that will take you to my flip through video where I go through every page I have done so far. Without any more faffing, let's get into it. I'm going to go straight in with the story prompt. According to the map, the mountains are the first destination. Since you can't trust your swimming skills to get there, you decide to draw a submarine with some old trash you found under the water. A soda can submarine, a boot submarine. Attach a propeller to it, and that's all it needs to get moving. So I spent a little time trying to think of something I felt like drawing other than what Chloe had stated in the prompt. But I did keep coming back to the boot idea, so I just went for it. So here you can see I'm continuing to use my zebra gel pen to outline the drawing, and I used my entry-level Faber-Castell pencils to colour in the boot and the background. I didn't really do a lot else to this page apart from drawing the boot, but I am really happy about how the boot came out and the shading with the pencils. Yeah, I am really happy. Although looking back at it now, I'm thinking, should I have put like a little window in? Do submarines have windows? I don't know. Maybe I should have looked at a submarine reference first. Anyway, so here's the completed page. I finished off by drawing some bubbles in the water just because it was really plain, but I just left it at that. Moving on. Your submarine drifts through the deep abyss until you find 2 canvases floating, one complete, one blank. Perhaps painting the blank canvas in your own style will open a portal. Now, I haven't actually painted in nearly 20 years, since my A-level art exams, I believe. So I did need to invest in some paints for this one. I got this little set of acrylic paints from Flying Tiger. Now these were really cheap. They were only £4.50 for this really small set of 12. Now, even though I haven't done it in 20 years, I still wasn't the biggest painter. I think part of my problem is I don't like to get messy, and painting is messy. I'm more of a clean crafter, a clean artist, if there's such a thing. Anyway, so I weren't sure if I was meant to actually draw a different picture, but I thought, here I am experimenting with painting for the first time in some years. Let's not make life difficult by giving myself a new subject to paint as well. I did just recreate the painting above it in my own style. I was really enjoying using paint. And now I feel like I've been missing out for the last 20 years. Now, I don't class myself as an artist. I class myself as a creative person who is probably more into crafts than actual art. I've really enjoyed being a bit more of an artist for the day and using paints and recreating this little mini canvas. So yeah, I am really happy with my little mini painting outcome. Moving on to the next page. A portal sucks you in and suddenly you find yourself standing on a hill looking over the mountains. A tiny village nestled at the base. There isn't a paddle boat at the docks, so you draw one. Bring the scene to life using only one type of art supply. So, as I had my paints out from doing that little mini painting on the previous page, and I was still very much in happy painting mode, I decided to continue to use the acrylic paints for this page as my one medium and really experiment. So this gave me a bigger space to play around with. I needed to mix a lot more colours. My colour mixing is still not brilliant on this page, so there is a bit more turquoise shades going on than the blues that I wanted, but it's a learning experience for me. Like I said, I haven't done this in many years and I've never been the strongest at colour theory and colour placements. It's just not where my strengths lie. I do struggle with the colour a little bit, but I am still really pleased with how this has came out. Obviously the mountain was already semi-greyed out, so I went over that using darker greys. It was a little bit darker than I would have liked, but again, I'm still happy. I tried to do some dark streams coming down as the snow was melting, and then tried to do some darker green areas going up the mountain as if there's a bit of forestry. It's really, really hard to see because it is so dark. And then I tried to do more of a wash for the fields. So I did do a little paddle boat at the bottom, but then looking back at this whilst doing the voiceover, I've just realised I forgot to add a paddle for my paddle boat. There's a boat to get across to this village, but you're gonna have to just hope you can float your way there. Silly me. Anyway, again, I had a lot of fun with the paints. This book is such thick paper. It works brilliantly with acrylics. It really does. So I'm happy with that. And now moving on to the final page of this episode. The buildings in the village are very charming and colourful. It seems as if a festival is going on. Colour the buildings and add balloons, streamers and party decorations throughout the street. Bonus points if you add metallic colours to the scene. Now, instantly, I thought this is going to be a perfect opportunity to use those very trending, cheap Languo gel pens because they are really, really opaque and they really do help hide a lot of the pre-drawn illustration marks. I do not have a full colour set of the Languo pens. I have a purple pack, a red pack, a green pack, a yellow pack, and like this darker shades, but I did invest in the white, silver and gold gel pens, so the metallic colours are coming in. Now, my original thoughts to do this page were to do it very Santorini vibes, so a lot of white, light greys and the beautiful rich royal blue. But then when I reread the prompt, it does say the buildings in the village are very charming and colourful. So not only have I got to put colourful streamers to do with a festival everywhere, I've got to make the buildings all nice and colourful too. And as I mentioned previously, my strongest point is not colour. So I thought I would make it Christmas. I decided to bring in that gold metallic pen and find me a festive red and a festive green. I decided to add more of the string of lights that was already drawn at the top of the page. So I drew them all the way down the alley and wanted some bunting. So I decided to do some bunting from the windows. I did struggle a little bit about where I could place all these items just because the picture is already so detailed. And then I did a couple of balloon bouquets, one on the table that was just sitting there randomly in the middle of the street, and a bouquet of balloons towards the foreground. Now, when it came to colouring the buildings, I decided to go for pastel colours because A, they're colourful, and B, when you always think of a colourful, vibrant town, they always tend to be pastel colours. So I thought I'd stick with that. So yeah, I thought I'd decide and stick to the pastel colours and then bring back those Languo gel pens to actually go over the floral elements on the page. And then because obviously I've made this whole scene Christmas, I thought, you know what, I'm going to create this a night scene and make this all lit up. So I went in with a really nice deep purplish blue sky and then took my yellow pencils to go round the light bulbs, and then right at the end I got my acrylic white marker pen and dabbed the absolute bejesus out of the page. It's worked out really well in the end. I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, these 4 pages I have really, 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 really enjoyed doing these 4 pages. I am really excited to move on to some of the next pages. I do, however, have some of the videos planned and lined up, so I might have to wait a little bit to come back to this. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps my channel out. And don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more. Bye bye.